Well, good evening, folks, and welcome to Pelican Rapids, Minnesota this evening for the Section 6A quarterfinal matchup between the Pelican Rapids Vikings and West Central Area Knights. I'm John Peter, joined by my colleague Logan Knorr. And Logan, this is a matchup steeped in history that has gone back now over 25 years between these two teams. It's an exciting one for West Central to be here. Tell me what we got on tap tonight.
Like we said, West Central's been coming to Pelican Rapids Holiday Tournament year after year, and with their history of being in the heart of lakes as well, there's plenty of games that bring a lot of interesting tradition to this rivalry. There's a sea of red over on the other side of the gym. There's a sea of orange and black on this side, and West Central's not afraid to come in and be an upsetter. They're the only team that's not in the top 8 seeds that are still in this tournament in this quarterfinals. It's going to be a good one.
Absolutely. It is indeed a sea of red. West Central has traveled well, and their starting lineup is as follows: Carter Kiespo, Jack Sobolik, Isaac Allen, Benjamin Sobolik, and Colin Dostal. They are, of course, coached by head coach Brian Kiespo in his second year in charge of the Knights. Of course, Craig Hunter, the longtime coach at West Central for nearly 30 years before moving on a few years back. Pelican Rapids' starting lineup is as followed. It is unchanged from the first day of the season: Eisman, Torres, Hovland, Larson, and Welch. And, of course, the Vikings are coached by John Gullingsrud. It is a full house, as you said tonight. Norski, we are set to tip off. We have Welch, and it is number 21, Allen, set to go. Our official set to toss it high in the air, and we are underway with Jack Welch winning the tip and Ethan Eisman controlling for the Vikings. He will set things up in the front court for Pelican Rapids, looking to get a screen from Welch, and we have a 1-3-1 defense, as you were about to say. Sorry to cut you off there, from the Knights.
No worries, as zone defense has been the recipe for many teams against the Vikings. Brandon Evansville came in with a zone. Vikings were able to shoot out of it immediately, but shooting has been hit or miss for the Vikings, even with their high seed this season.
Torres will get it inbounded to himself. Back to Hovland now, as we see now a 2-3 look from the Knights. Now inside, short corner to Welch. He will work it back up top to Hovland, now to Eisman. Three-point shot up, no good. Rebound by number 23, Marshall Dewey, who is in the game. And the Knights well set up. Dewey with it, top of the key. He has been a familiar name, and that has been a household name for the Knights over the years here in Pelican Rapids. We're going to have a reach and foul early, push, they say, and I believe it's going to be Jack Welch who's going to get rung up for that one. No, excuse me, it is McLean Hovland with the push. Fans continuing to filter in here, and what do you see from the Vikings defensively? Anything different from what we are used to seeing in man-to-man?
They were willing to trap right there. Welch and Hovland coming in with aggression. I think the Vikings are happy that went against Hovland, somebody who has fewer minutes on this game. Don't want to have Jack Welch catch an early foul.
It is Dewey. He will handle near the top of the key. 9 on the shot clock. Dewey spin move in the lane. Fade away from about 15. No good. Gets his own rebound. Tip in from Marshall Dewey. Nearly called him Mitch. I said the household name, the name we're used to saying for years.
It is fun to watch their two styles of Marshall, a post player who can make things happen. Mitch obviously was a sharpshooter from range, so completely different ball players. Just a similar look and similar name, you could say.
Indeed. 2-0, 16:30 to play in this first half. Grady Larson finds on the backside. Ethan Eisman slashing to the basket, and he'll convert the layup. And we're all square at 2 apiece. 16:25 to play here in this first half. And now it is Marshall Dewey doing some ball handling for the Vikings. He is a 6'4" forward listed on the program, and now he'll pull up from three-point range. Good! And the senior carrying the load so far for the Knights. Marshall Dewey with all 5 of the Knights' points this evening. It's 16:05 to play. Early days here in this one. But the Vikings trail. Torres enters to Larson. Now Welch. He will get it short corner, put it on the floor. Jump shot from about 12 feet, no good. Grady Larson muscles the rebound, no good. Marshall Dewey there for the rebound. And indeed, Norski, you mentioned a full house. West Central has traveled extremely well, including their student section, all bedazzled in red, white, and blue down on our far left here.
And the intensity of this game is clearly different than that first game on Thursday night the Vikings played against Brandon Evansville. You can tell West Central area is not afraid of this moment.
That is Isaac Allen slashing to the basket, converting the layup on the left side, and it is 7-2 West Central leading with 15-18 left in this first half. Torres will handle, now back to Eisman. He's going to find Larson, who kicks it out to Torres. Three-point shot on the way, good for Torres. His first basket of the evening draws it within 2. 7-5 our score, early days.
It's exactly what the Vikings need to see. Their sharpshooter, Miguel Torres, hot early, one take, efficient shooting so far.
Dewey handling. He will hand off to Kiespo. Back to Dewey. Far side on the wing. Kiespo now gets it, and he will hand off to Colin Dostal. He'll cast a three, no good. Who's there? Marshall Dewey with the rebound. He goes up strong, no good. Ball batted around, tipped by Jack Welch straight into the hands of Torres. And now Eisman will set things up for the Vikings and West Central in that 1-3-1. So far it appears 1-3-1 on a miss and 2-3 on a make for the Knights. Welch is going to get it in the short corner, go to the basket from about 10 feet. Too strong off the iron, no good. Rebounded by Allen. And now it is Jack Sobolik who will set up for the Knights. He is defended by McLean Hovland. Now to Dewey near side on the wing. Kick over to Sobolik. Spin move on Larson. Scoop from Sobolik, no good. And we're going to have out of bounds, last touch by Colin Dostal. And we have a slew of substitutions for the Knights. 7-5 our score. 13:57 remaining in this first half. Section quarterfinal action here in Section 6A. Winner will get the winner of Benson and Park Christian. And we will give you updates on that game throughout the night as we get them. Andon Royston, straight in off the bench, straight into the game, and with the and one we saw 2 games ago against Breckenridge when the conference title was on the line. Andon Royston with some very strong play for the Vikings that evening, and here right away making a difference for Pelican Rapids.
And he picked up right where he left off on Thursday as well against the Chargers. He had double-digit points again right off the bench. Great strength and size inside.
All square at 7 apiece. It is Dewey handling for the Knights. He's going to go to the basket, tries to get the contact. Instead, he gets the layup, so it's 9-7. Marshall Dewey now on 7 points already, and we're not even 5 minutes into this game. Colin Fay handling, CJ Fay. Called him by his government name.
Yeah.
He
filing for a passport.
Enters it into Welch. Is going to have it poked away. Now poked away going the other direction, and it's into the hands of Cooper Hansen. Hansen will now hand off to Dejan Olsen. Olsen now to Sobolik, out to Dewey. Long three from the senior, no good. Jack Welch there for the rebound. And it is going to be Eisman into the front court. Fay with the ball. He's going to enter over to Eisman. Now back to Fay in front of that West Central area bench. Eisman on the floor. Now it is Fay. He'll pull up from about 10, and he gets the floater to go. A shot we've seen Jack Welch try to drop in a couple times without luck. Fay gets it to go first time. He has his first basket of the evening, and we're all square at 9. Dewey now handling on the other end. A Hakeem Olajuwon set of moves to free himself up, and he gathers another basket, and he is on pace for a worldie tonight.
I think he heard us when we said he can't score from all angles like his brother Mitch. He is absolutely cutting the Vikings up. We saw him take a 26-footer, which I thought was going in, Coach. This guy has been green light from all angles so far.
It is our senior official, Perry Reinertson, with the call there. Ringing up number 12, Landon Heidlinger. It is the second team foul on the Knights, and with 11:54 in the game, Coach Kiespo continuing to rotate his lineup here. It is Torres with the ball. He's going to get a screen from Larson near the top of the key. Now over to Fay, who quickly moves it along to Eisman. Eisman will put it on the floor. Floater from Eisman. No good. Straight into the hands of Heidlinger. He's going to pull up, hand off to number 2. That is Kiespo. Now back to Heidlinger. And we're going to have a traveling called. And West Central will turn it over as Trey Dawkin enters the game for the Vikings.
6 minutes into this game, JP, low scoring thus far. Both teams really doing a great job on the defensive end. We see West Central now mixing in the first man-to-man defense on these last 2 possessions. They've been hard to score against. Nothing's come easy for these Vikings.
Fay with the three-point shot up, no good. Royson fighting underneath there for the rebound. He's going to bounce it straight on the end line. And it'll be a turnover from the Vikings. Good effort there from Royson, but unable to corral anything in the process. This will be West Central ball. Pelican Rapids showing some full court pressure. And this of the normal type we're used to seeing, the man-to-man matchup and retreat. 11:23 left to play in this first half. And it is Heidlinger with the basketball. Inside, double teamed by Royson and Torres. He'll kick out to Allen, no good. Ball's going to be poked away. Last touch, they say, by Pelican Rapids, much to the dismay of the Pelican Rapids Ultra section. Very large student section here this evening.
It's been
for
good.
Both Pelican Rapids and West Central.
I think that Vikings game they had last week against Breckenridge was the first time we saw this student section go bananas this year. They've really showed up for the last few games. And this is the last game, right? Win or lose, you're either done for the season or your next game's at Perham. So Vikings showing out for this last home game.
Isaac Allen with some shifty moves underneath in the lane to elude Jack Welch. He's able to get the shot to drop, and it is 13-9 with 10:55 to play in this first half. Jack Welch now short corner. Back in that zone defense is the Knight defense. Torres fires the three, no good. Bounced around, pinged around off of Marshall Dewey into the hands of Carter Kiesbo. And the senior handles the ball for the Knights. He's going to hand off to Dewey. Dewey will put it on the floor, looks to find space, and it's going to end up in the hands of Colin Dostal. And there's going to be a scrum on the floor. We have a jump ball called. Possession arrow indicates the Knights.
Great defensive spark there by C.J. Fay. He brought the defensive slides to keep Dewey out of the lane, and then on that loose ball got to the floor, induced the jump. So he really brought some energy here off the bench so far on the defensive side, despite his sophomore build up until this point. He's really doing a strong job inside.
Sobolik set to inbounds. He will sling it into Kiesbo to avoid the 5-second call. Now to Dewey. Dewey defended by Eisman. That is a matchup that Dewey will like with 4 on the shot clock. Spin move, fires from the free throw line, out of bounds. Last touched by the Knights. 13-9 our score here. 10:07 remaining in this first half. It is Dawkin now back to Eisman. Vikings very much stretching out the entire front court here as trying to draw out this West Central 2-3 zone. Eisman with the floater from about 12, good. It's 13-11, cutting that lead down to 2. And now into the front court is Sobolik. That is Jack Sobolik with the handle. He's going to bounce pass it in to Dewey, and they're going to say Jack Welch's long reach was a little too long in that situation. He's going to get rung up for the foul. Second team foul on Pelican Rapids this evening. First personal foul on Jack. We mentioned we'll bring you score updates from that Benson Park Christian game. It is all square at 8 apiece in the first half. We do not have a clock on that game that we can see, but we do indeed see the action. Shot there from Colin Dostal, no good. And the Vikings with a chance to tie or take the lead here as we close in on the halfway point of this first half. Welch with the kick out to Eisman. Now to Fay. Floater from about 8 on the other side, and it's good as the first one.
Tough angle from Fay. That is not an easy shot to make down there. No backboard to work with, just great touch off of a full-speed drive baseline. And
timeout's going to be taken by, I believe, Kiesbo of the West Central Area Knights. And it is a 30-second timeout. A lot of history between these two teams, Norski, dating back all the way to the late 90s. I believe this is correct, that the first season that Coach Brad Strand was here, they lost in the playoffs in the opening round to West Central area. I know that Pelican Rapids then lost again in 2001 because I was on the court that night. And since then, the rivalry has existed in two places primarily. West Central area came into the Heart of Lakes Conference in the early 2000s and stayed for about a 10-year period. And that was a very back-and-forth rivalry. And then, of course, with the holiday tournament here in Pelican Rapids, these two teams met basically every single year for the last 10 years, and it has been thrillers all the way. West Central has dominated that matchup for the most part until the last 3 seasons, but it would prove a very tough nut to crack for Pelican Rapids for years. And we'll get more into that as the night goes. But we've got a thriller on hand once again this evening.
And the posture on the floor feels like West Central is that team. They're that program. So regardless of what their seed may be, we've already talked about the toughness of Section 6A, but regardless of that seed, they've come in with that moxie that is needed to come and knock off a number 2 seed.
Absolutely. They have no reason, based on the history between these two teams over the last decade, to believe they don't belong here. Somebody asked me on the way in tonight if I thought it would be within 20, and I said I thought it would be within 5 given the history of these teams, because that's all I've ever announced is 5-point games. So shot clock running down for Pelican Rapids here as we move away from the lore of this matchup. It is a turnover by Pelican Rapids, and Marshall Dewey will control and set things up for the Vikings. He has had a successful evening running the point for West Central. That is Heidlinger, who now is going to hand off to Jack Soblik underneath. And Soblik with the friendly roll breaks the deadlock. And it is 15-13, West Central area leading. West Central now pushing that 2-3 zone up a little higher on the court as Pelican Rapids dares them to move out and play defense further away from the basket. It is Jack Welch now in the short corner. He will dribble around, hand off to Docken. Docken now from 14 feet, no good. Grady Larson there with the rebound, no good. And we're going to have a very late foul call.
Yeah.
That was almost like in soccer where the ref says play on and then we'll decide what happens.
Yeah, it's a deferred penalty. Like we'll wait and see. Yeah, exactly.
Very, very late
like,
call.
Yeah, like in hockey when you hold the zone, right? They don't call the penalty until they've decided that you don't have a scoring chance. Yeah, Larson did get hacked there on his way for the putback and will earn his 2 shots here.
First free throw from Larson up and good. Second one up, no good. There for the rebound is Dejan Olson. So the Knights continue to lead by 1. 15-14 our score. 7:33 to play. Entering underneath to Allen. He will kick out to Dewey. Dewey trying to work Welch down low. Welch able to disrupt the shot. Larson there for the rebound, and Vikings come across the timeline led by Ethan Eisman. Torres with it now in hand, back to Eisman. Back to Torres right in front of the head coach of the West Central Area Knights, Kiesbo. Eisman now handling near the top of the key. Gets it back. He will enter into Jack Welch, who kicks to Torres. Shot fake, gets a few guys in the air. Fade away from 15 feet. Good for Torres, and the lead is in the favor of the Vikings for the first time in quite a while as we cross under the 7-minute to play mark in this first half. This has been a thriller so far. Mitchell Dewey tries to answer on the other end. No good. Ethan Eisman skies there. Now baseball pass quickly ahead to Docken. 3-point shot up, no good. Out of bounds, last touched by Jack Welch. And the substitution waves continue as Roysum and I believe Fay re-enter for the Vikings, and I did not see who came in for the Knights.
Roysum Fay subbing for Docken and Larson. You can see they're trying to feed Docken for a rushed 3-point shot there just to see if he has a hot hand tonight. He is a sharpshooter, and as a sophomore, a guy that if he is cooking really helps his team. And they're going to call a foul here. They're going to count the basket, and so they're going to count the basket because Torres held here on the rebound. They're going to give the Knights possession right back, and that is a massive foul under the basket here against Torres. Excuse me, that's against Fay. They put it on number 4, CJ Fay.
Third team foul for Pelican Rapids. First on Fay. Now we got a loose ball on the floor. Jack Welch with the heads up play to bat that away into the hands of Ethan Eisman. Now into the front court is CJ Fay. Welch kicks out to Torres. Torres trying to answer the three-point basket, and he does. 19-18 our score as we cross under 6 minutes to go in this first half. It is Carter Kiespo handling for the Knights, getting it to Dostal. Now to Allen, near side wing. He'll put it on the floor, drive inside, hand back off to Dostal. Now Carter Kiespo. Looking for some space, defended by the long length of Welch. And then we've got another off-ball foul called. And this time, Miguel Torres asking what he did wrong. An animated discussion going on between Torres and our official. That is the third time this evening we've seen that official call an off-the-ball foul, which had John Gulligsrud in his ear a bit on the whistle.
And good work by the officiating staff here, allowing Torres to make his case, ask his questions, even with a little bit of distaste, and the official continues to play on. No technical foul or anything on that. He is a captain. He's allowed that leash.
That's proactive officiating in the playoffs right there. Dostal, 15-footer right over the top of Grady Larson. What a shot.
We've seen some tough turnaround buckets on baseline here, JP. No one's using the glass today at all. A lot of net.
It is Welch. Drives, kicks out to Fay. Three-point shot. Good! And Fay calmly jogs back down the court. He now has 7 on the evening. Pelican leads 22-20 with 5:03 to play. Isaac Olson fires the three of his own and looks to the bench and says, "Come on, fellas," as he runs down the court. 23-22. And back to that 2-3 zone West Central goes. Ethan Eisman handling. Now getting it to Fay. Fay puts it on the floor, hands off to Grady Larson. His layup is good. And back and forth we go with a lot of toing and froing in this one. 24-23, 4:34 to play in this first half. It is Marshall Dewey handling for the Knights. Bounce pass inside to Allen, saved out of bounds. Dewey's three-pointer straight into the hands of Eisman, and he's going to push. Crossing the timeline on the run. Eisman looking for Larson. Nothing was there. Skip pass over to Torres. Now to Larson. Now to Welch underneath. All kinds of contact. We're going to have a blocking foul called, and that's going to send Welch to the free throw line where he's going to shoot a pair.
I think Dewey got outside of the circle, but they're going to call. I think he slipped underneath him a little bit there on this action between Larson and Welch. Man, the Vikings have been doing the best against this zone when they allow someone with the vision of Larson and then a cutter, like maybe a high-low post move, got it into Welch, or maybe a backdoor wing been cutting inside. Those have been really fruitful moves for the Vikings offensively against this zone.
First free throw from Welch is up and good as head coach Brian Kiespo continues to shuffle players in and out of the lineup. 4:09 to play in this one. 25-23 is our score. Pelican Rapids leading. Second free throw from Welch is good, and Andon Roysum is going to replace him. Score update from in Moorhead. Benson leading Park Christian 22-15. Again, no time on that one, but we will keep you abreast of what is happening. 4 minutes to go here in this one in the first half. Isaac Allen with the ball. Inside to Marshall Dewey, defended by Fay. That is a matchup that Marshall Dewey is dreaming of. And they're going to call jump ball possession to the Vikings. And I don't think any fan in this gym, West Central area or Pelican Rapids, was satisfied with the.
And it was the right call. That was great defensive play there by Fay to work against the older, stronger Dewey and earn the tie-up and get the arrow. Obviously, It's only half a possession, but it's worthwhile for the Vikings.
Absolutely. Errant pass intended for Grady Larson ends up in the hands of Marshall Dewey. He, of course, will work the point as he has through much of the evening. Such a workhorse for the Knights this evening. It is now Heidlinger. He's going to cast it over to Allen. Allen now to Dewey. Shot clock at 11. Kick out to number 10, Cooper Hansen. He'll put it on the floor. He's going to have it batted away out of bounds by Andon Roysum. What a defensive stand by Roysum, who found himself initially in a spot of bother. 6 seconds on the shot clock. 3:08 on our game clock here. And it'll be Jack Sobolik looking to trigger the inbounds. 4 low for West Central on the inbounds. Sobolik going to cast it long to Allen. Loose ball, has it poked away by Grady Larson, and we're going to have a foul from behind on Marshall Dewey.
That's significant, JP, because that's Dewey's second foul here. 3 minutes to go in the first half. I presume he'll stay, but he'll have to be smart here in the last few. And actually, he will not. He will take a seat here for 3:04. Wonder if he may come back in offensively towards the end of the half, but well-rounded team from the Knights, I will say. It's not really a one-man band here. They've brought 8 so far on the court, and each one of them has come in with intensity thus far.
5th team foul on West Central means that nobody's shooting free throws yet. As you said, that is his 2nd team foul, and so Pelican will reset. And West Central going man-to-man this possession. Jack Welch with ball in hand kicks over to Ethan Eisman, far side in front of the bench. From the white line, Miguel Torres fires the 3. No good, but rebounded by Welch. That resets the shot clock, and now Eisman will reset things. Again, West Central in man-to-man with something we have only seen a handful of times all night. Pass nearly escapes C.J. Fay, and what a pretty hook shot from Fay. Something straight out of the 1980s as he found a little bit of space in the key. It's 28-23 with 2:23 remaining in this first half. It is Sobolik setting up underneath for West Central area now to Dostal. Dostal driving inside, defended by Welch, has it poked away briefly by Torres. Now it is Allen. Allen spin move, defended by Eisman. Ball loose, ends up in the hands of Dostal. His shot is missed, and it'll be Heidlinger who's able to collect it and convert the layup. As we cross under the 2 minutes to go in this first half, it is 28-25. Pelican Rapids leading. Fay in a spot of bother right in front of the West Central bench, finds his way out. Now we'll enter over to Torres. Ethan Eisman, so cool this evening, so calm. And now West Central showing what looks like a 2-1-2 defensive look, and they're going to cause Jack Welch to travel with the basketball in his hands. And it'll be West Central basketball with 1:37 to go in this first half.
C.J. Fay down there was, like you said, you have Torres and Eisman playing so cool. They're playing one-handed catch on the perimeter. C.J. Fay felt the pressure there a little bit when he was pressed. Really great wing defense, even in their zone. West Central's shown their conditioning all from the season, their athleticism to play that perimeter zone defense and not get beat inside.
Allen with it. He will drive inside as it's stripped away. And they're going to say last touched by the Vikings.
Crashing down hard there was Allen. He just hit the deck. I think he landed funny off of some contact. I think all the Vikings were in proper positioning. I don't think there was any illegal contact there, but Allen hit the deck hard. He's up and working still.
Heidlinger off the inbounds. Good look, no good. Grady Larson there for the rebound. And Ethan Eisman will set up for the Vikings. 1:08 to go in this first half. Fay with it. He has been the calm hand this evening for the Vikings. He has 9, leading all scorers on the court right now. Fadeaway from Torres, good. What a shot from Miguel Torres. The fadeaway from about 15. And for a team that is known for firing from long range, the Vikings have played that mid-range jumper game in a way that only Tim Duncan could be proud. It is West Central basketball here. 38 to go. Shot clock is at 19. That is our differential. Torres pokes it away briefly. Kiespo to Heidlinger. gets himself stuck under the basket, and they're going to call him for traveling as he was moving that pivot foot all over the place. 29.2 to go for the Vikings here. Shot clock is off as we get ready to enter into the halftime break.
And the Vikings should be able to walk it up with Eisman, maybe get a ball screen and see. A 2-3 zone might be hard to work with, but Vikings should be happy to know they're going to take a lead here into this halftime break. Save it for one here.
Grady Larson looking to set up that top screen on that second player. Now Jack Welch making his way up too. Vikings got people all over the place. Eisman to Torres. Now back to Eisman. Now the Vikings have spread all over. 4 on the clock. Torres is going to cast from long. No good. And we're going to have a foul.
I think they're saying it hit off the shot clock is what they're saying. So no rebound possible there as it hit off of implements above the backboard. There's just 1 second left, 1.0 on this clock. And, oh, that's significant.
A pass direct to head coach Brian Chiespo, who is in disbelief. His body language betrays much frustration that the pass came to him and not someone else. So the Vikings indeed will now have an inbounds play with 1 second remaining.
And it goes back to where it was inbounded because nobody touched it instead of going to where it went out of bounds. So it will be under the basket, inbound. Great opportunity to get a catch and shoot here.
Eisman with it. He will cast to Larson, who can't convert, has it slip through his hand. And that means the horn is going to sound. It is 30-25, Pelican Rapids leading as we go into the halftime break. We will see you in 10 minutes or probably less. We'll be right back. Back here in the Leaders Gymnasium in Pelican Rapids, a 30-25 score sees Pelican Rapids leading this Section 6A quarterfinal game between Pelican Rapids and West Central. And Norski, it's been a tough sledding for both teams.
Absolutely. West Central area really controlled the first 13 minutes of this game. You had Marshall Dewey scoring 9 points, but also Isaac Allen, the junior, coming through with 12 points in offensive explosions. Defensively, the West Central area Knights have gone mostly zone 2-3, but they've had the athleticism to really get out on the perimeter. Vikings only with a few three-pointers up until now, but it's been Fay and Torres, the sophomore CJ Fay and the veteran long-time closer for the Vikings, Miguel Torres, who's really done well off dribble. Both of them have combined for 5 off-dribble field goals and then 3 threes of their own. So those two combining for the Vikings 20 points. And so we'll see. We expected it to be close. It is close. It's close everywhere across the quarterfinals. Benson is up 6 on Park Christian as they've started their second half as well.
As we said, a lot of history between these two teams, and all those games are close. It is Dewey underneath, getting the initial basket out of the gate here to get things started in this second half. It is Pelican Rapids setting things up here in the second half. Miguel Torres going to hand off to McLean Hovland. Hovland now works it over to Eisman, and now back to Hovland, back to Eisman. Into the corner is Torres. Pelican Rapids seeing this 2-3 zone. West Central rotated with 8 on the shot clock. It is Eisman now with 5. Grady Larson spins underneath, shot up, no good. Ball bounced off of, I believe, Dostal's head into the hands of another Knight. I think Grady Larson got lucky avoiding a foul call there as he was swinging the hatchet, going for that loose ball. It is Dewey, long three-point shot, good for Marshall Dewey. And we said in the first half, he's on a heater. Indeed he is with 14 here. Also in that first half, Isaac Allen had the quietest 12 points we've seen maybe all season. He fires the three there, no good. Or excuse me, that was Torres who fires the three. It was Allen defending. We are all square, folks, 30 apiece. Full house gym here in the Leaders Gymnasium in Pelican Rapids, Minnesota. It is West Central with the chance early in the second half to take a lead. Allen with it. He will cast the three-point shot. Good, with something to say to his home student section as he runs down the court.
We gave praise to the Viking student section for showing up. How about this West Central student section over here on the left side, providing some competition for the home fans?
Grady Larson rotates it over to Hovland, who goes inside to Welch, finds a slashing Grady Larson, can't come away with it, and we're going to have an over-the-back call on Ethan Eisman, who asks his teammates, why am I the shortest guy on the court right now, the one fighting for a rebound?
The Vikings got that look they were wanting here, the little low-high post and the X action that they do, trying to feed Larson, just a little too strong on his first 2 field goal attempts in this game. Larson with 3 points has been around point-blank range. He's been a workhorse every game, usually getting 10 to 14 points, and so they're going to need to see some offensive production from him in the second half.
It is Marshall Dewey handling right in front of the bench. Now hands off to Carter Kiesbo, who saw limited minutes in the first half. Now over to Sabalik. Inside, that is Kiesbo slashing to the basket, no good. And they're going to say Fay was standing on the sideline, or the end line rather, as he handled the basketball. 33-30, our score. 15-22 to play in this second half quarterfinal matchup. A trip to play Benson or Park Christian on the line at the Perham Activities Center next Tuesday. And we're going to have a push. Our official says that Marshall Dewey put his shoulder down and moved someone off the ball. A lot of consternation and words from head coach Brian Kiesbo as they head down the court. That is Dewey's 3rd foul.
That's very significant foul here in what has been a very physical game. Really tough.
He is the only player with more than 1 foul in the game right now, as Miguel Torres brings us all square with a 3-point basket. And Dewey's going to have to be careful because if he picks up that fourth, his time will be very limited. And as we say that, Kiespo sends 3 new players to the check-in table, and we're going to have a push foul on offensive foul called.
Same spot, different player.
Woo,
Isaac
baby.
Allen this time, aggressively backing down. And like you said, this is behavior we see in every basketball game. An offensive player working to get position with strength. There wasn't a specific, I didn't see the arm, I didn't see the lowered shoulder, I saw physicality.
And I saw every West Central fan standing up with their arms in the air like, what are we talking about? So Jim's getting a little tense. We'll see how things control it. We've seen some situations like this earlier this season. We'll maybe talk about the next dead ball we get, but it is Torres driving inside. A lot of contact, no call. Grady Larson with it on the rebound, goes up, no good, and he will go to the line and shoot a pair. What I was going to say, a week ago on Friday night we were here, Breckenridge, Pelican Rapids, a gym this packed. It got really heated around this time in the game, and I said one of these coaches might need to burn a timeout just to tone things down. Neither of them blinked, and so the officials we saw call like 12 fouls in the next 2 minutes just to calm everybody down, and that got everything calm again. So curious to see what the officials do here. It is definitely getting to be a tense atmosphere as Larson knocks down his first free throw.
And we said in that game as well that the more composed team was going to win. The Vikings really did stay composed in all of that excitement. You still have West Central fans that are unhappy about what was down on this side, what would have traditionally been a charge call wanting to be earned, not gotten on their end, instead of a shooting foul for the Vikings. So a few bounces and a couple shots now have gone the way of the Vikings. They get another lead.
Coach Kiespo gesturing his team to move forward. 3-point shot. Good by Cooper Hansen. What an answer from the Knights. When we talk about composure, on the other end, an alley-oop lay-in for Welch, who was a little twisted around as he caught it. We're all square, Norski, 36 apiece. 13:53 left in this second half. And the fans are just heating up more and more. It is Hansen. He will hand off to Olsen. Olsen drives inside, tied up, back to Hansen. He'll cast again from 3, no good. Fay there for the rebound, batted around. They're going to say last touch by Heidelinger. As the rotations of players continue, it is Kiespo and Dostal coming into the game for West Central. And it is just a constant loud din from both sets of fans right now, Norski. I know when it's loud when I can't hardly hear you in my headset.
And this is a tough game to officiate when that kind of, I think everyone just wants to get more and more riled up as it goes along. And hopefully a timeout or a stoppage in play calms things down for both these teams.
Fay with a bit of sliding feet gets away with it there. Now with the ball back in his hands, he will enter over to Eisman. 8 on the shot clock, underneath to Welch. Welch with the strong move underneath and lays it in at exactly the 13-minute mark in this second half.
And the Knights played great defense for 25 seconds, and all it was a baseball pass. And when you have a guy like Welch who can sky up and have his hand on the rim and just lay it in, that's a huge benefit for the Vikings.
Welch coming alive in this second half after a very quiet first one. Now Grady Larson pokes it away. Able to keep it in bounds. Grady Larson takes it in with the reverse layup underneath. What a play from Grady Larson to avoid the contact from Carter Kiespo. And head coach Brian Kiespo wants a timeout. I believe he wants a full. Oh, no, just a 30, excuse me. So we're going to keep it. Keep everybody on their feet out on that court, Norski.
I loved watching all those players run to the run into the coach's timeout. Vikings just hyped up, and West Central in a bit of a daze, along with the fans still worried about the officiating here. Which, I mean, they have their case, to be honest with you, JP, in this last few minutes.
But the reality is this is what when you start to move into championship season in any sport, it's going to get rougher. They're going to let teams play more, and that's just a reality of things.
And you can't be perfect for 36, right?
No.
None of these players are, and the officials aren't. I mean, we're appreciative of the guys down here to make this happen for these boys.
I do really like Brian Kiespo burning a timeout right there. Not to calm the gym down, but his team, despite how how they are playing in the second half, they're still very much in it.
Oh, yeah. I mean, and they've hit a couple huge shots. They've hit 3 threes already. Dewey, Allen, and Hansen have all had a look to go. And they are outscoring the Vikings in this second half. They're up 1 in these last 6 minutes. So they're right in this game. It's only a 4-point game.
Heidlinger hands off to Kiespo. Kiespo will work it to the top of the key. Now hand off to Allen. Long bomb 3 from Allen. No good. Good look from the junior. And now it is Fay who hands over to Torres. He will fire the 3. Short, no good. Fay there hustling, pokes the rebound into Eisman's hand. Eisman with the bounce pass over to Fay. Fay dribbles inside, gives it to Torres. Of course, the shot clock reset on the miss. Skip pass from Torres over to Eisman. Now to Fay. 5 on the shot clock. He's going to hand off to Larson. Eisman casts the 3 at the buzzer. No good. And so we have a shot clock violation on Pelican Rapids.
Man, Torres has had some point-blank threes that usually go for him. He's taken every single one of them about that 24, 25-foot range. If he can just find one maybe a step in, he'll hit that sweet spot for him today.
40-36 our score, 11:28 to play. Winner gets Park Christian or Benson, a game in which Park Christian leads by 6 right now in the second half. Dewey underneath. He is freshly back in the game. First touch, he's going to go and take a shot at the layup. He misses. I thought they were going to ring Dewey up briefly, but they call a jump ball instead, and everyone on the West Central bench
as well as me
takes a deep breath.
For the integrity of this game, it was one of those frustration. You want to get an offensive rebound after you miss the shot, and he tried to get his hand in the cookie jar of Torres. And fortunate, I think, that there's no call there. I think it's the right call in the spirit of this game.
11:01 to play in this second half. 40-36 to score. Andon Roysum freshly into the game, finds that short corner space, goes to the basket, elevates over 3 West Central area Knights. And the Vikings with their biggest lead of the evening, I believe, with 6. 42-36 our score with 10:40 to play. That is Sobolek with it near the top of the key. He will hand off to Kiespo, who dribbles back centrally. Between his legs now to Dewey. Dewey thinks about the 3. Gets Torres briefly in the air. Now drives inside, kicks to Kiespo. Kiespo with 8 on the shot clock finds Allen. Now back to Kiespo. 3 on the shot clock. Underneath. Fouled is Heidlinger. Can't get it to go. But he will go shoot a pair at the line. And Landon Heidlinger, who has been in the thick of it all night, the sophomore, he's only 6'2", but he plays like he's about 6'6". His work rate underneath this evening has been impressive, to say the least.
A great cut by him, just beat Eisman underneath when you had 33 seconds of great defense by the Vikings, and then Eisman just gets beat at the last second. That's what Heidlinger's done this entire game, just until the last whistle, making sure he's going to be in the mix for these plays. Kind of like he's like the Grady Larson that got Heidlinger on the other side, the glue guy that's always in the mix on the offensive glass.
First free throw from Heidlinger was good, as is the second. And now we're going to have subs. And it is Heidlinger who heads to the bench, replaced by Dejan Olsen. A lot of height on the court for the Knights at the moment. It is Dokken. He's going to rotate back to Fay. That 2-3 zone with all that height and length out there for the Knights. It's a lot to play over the top of. And it's a lot to play through when they all have their arms up. Fay with it. Shot clock running down to 10. Andon Roysum with it. Finds some space with Grady Larson. Larson creates space. Shot up, no good. He's going to be fouled by Isaac Allen. Larson could not get the friendly kiss off the glass there, but instead he'll go to the free throw line to shoot a pair.
The patience down there. I think he had 3 or 4 shot fakes.
First free throw is up and good after utilizing both the rim and the backboard. That foul is the second on Isaac Allen. 4th team foul in this second half. Larson takes a few dribbles, spins it in his hands, and nothing but net on that one. So 44-38, back to a 6-point lead for Pelican Rapids with 9:41 to play. It is Cooper Hansen, who hit a big three earlier in this half, to Dewey. Dewey now to Hansen. Hansen looking around, defended by Fay. Backdoor cut right there for the Knights is Jack Sobolik. Beautiful backdoor cut straight out of Princeton University. 44-40 is our score. And we're back to the same situation. Dejan Olsen is able to come away with the basketball and lay it in. Vikings fans unhappy with the no contact, but it was pretty incidental, and he had already tipped things away. And now we're going to have a reach-in foul on Olsen. It'll be the 5th team foul on the Knights.
I think they're going to call the body is the call here, and like we said, we have inside Olsen. Tremendous athleticism there, got the steal, and like we said, CJ Fay hit the deck, but that was after Olsen got the clean steal, and I think Fay was just in the wrong place, wrong time. Incidental contact, as you said, and then another great defensive stand. Olsen called for the contact.
Coach
Good
Gullingsrud right now wanting to have a full timeout to chat things over with his team. We are at exactly the halfway point of this second stanza. It is 8:59 to go, so we've just crossed under the threshold here. 44-42 our score. Our game reset. 2 team fouls for Pelican Rapids, 5 for the Knights. The only player really in any kind of foul trouble, as we said earlier, Marshall Dewey. But this is a good one. This is just like every other game between Pelican Rapids and West Central. I was looking through, there has not been a game other than this year at the Holiday Tournament, which was a 3rd place game in that tournament. There has not been a game that finished outside of a 10-point margin. And if you take away the previous 2 years, there was a 7-year stretch where the games didn't finish outside of a 4-point margin.
It's everything you expected from 2 very traditionally basketball towns in this West Central region of Minnesota. Good basketball all around. Like you said, it was a 15-point victory for the Vikings earlier on in this season. I thought it was hilarious, ironic of both of these teams lost. West Central lost the game against Underwood at the beginning of the tournament. And I thought, okay, the Vikings are going to not play West Central for once. And, of course, they go lose to Oak Grove, losing a 5-point lead with 9 seconds, which is a different story for a different time. But they still played each other because in the tradition of it, these 2 teams need to play at least once in the season.
Absolutely. Torres firing the 3.
There's
Good!
that range. There's that range, that 22-foot shot in rhythm off a great dish from Larson as well, the in-to-out pass.
47-42 our score now, 8:30 remaining in this second half. Important for John Gullingsrud, his team converts a basket coming out of that timeout. And now it is Dewey, defended by Eisman, kicks out to Cooper Hansen. 3-point shot is good. And Hansen turns to the crowd. And now I believe we're going to get a taunting call on Hansen. And it might be a warning. I believe we're going to have a taunting warning. So no technical foul given. It is a shot clock issue. Veteran referee Craig Samuelson sitting in front of me.
It's pretty nice to have that the veteran knowledge right in front of us to.
So it's a little nerve-wracking.
I am nervous.
Whoever's sitting in front of us
Anytime you
always.
make some kind of a call about the officials, and you know you got a long time best of the best down in front of us.
Welch underneath with the dunk. Off of the nice movement as Vikings set things up 49-45 to answer the Hansen three-pointer. Torres going to come over the top, bat it away. It's going to stay here with the Knights. But we talked a lot about composure tonight, Norski, and both teams are showing it here, whether it's how the Vikings have responded out of this timeout from Coach Gullingsrud or whether how the Knights have just responded all night. Also, not to change the subject, but I'm really interested just watching the off-ball stuff between Jack Welch and Marshall Dewey all night. There is a lot of, we'll say there's a lot of extracurriculars. Grady Larson comes away with the basketball. Dribbling into the front court. Now we're going to have all kinds of steps, and a traveling is called. Welch and Dewey continue to talk to each other. A little bit of argy-bargy down there between the two of them. We'll have to keep our eye on that.
It's been fun to see all the individual little stories happening. A lot of players have had their impact in this game. I'm looking at Hanson, Dewey, and Allen on the offensive side for the Knights so far, shooting especially. But then you have all these Vikings with almost 10 points. We have 4 Vikings very near double figures or in double figures. Still 7 minutes to go.
Dewey handles. Hands off to Kiespo. Kiespo underneath has it poked away by Grady Larson. Again, Larson with the basketball and coming away with the steal in a big moment for the Vikings. 7:08 to play here in this one. Ethan Eisman with it right now. And he's going to cross over dribble. Go straight at Dewey. Dewey can't do anything really on those fouls, so he just stands there. The ball is batted around, and eventually Grady Larson comes away with the basketball.
They want to reset the shot clock.
They want to reset
20,
the shot clock once the possession occurred. I believe the shot clock was reset upon when it hit the rim and not when it went into the hands of the Vikings. And, of course, that ball ping-ponged around for a good 5 seconds before it ended up in anyone's hands. It is Ethan Eisman to Fay. Fay underneath. Shot up. Good.
Really good composure from CJ Fay all game. They really got a great group of wings right now when it comes to composure. Torres, Eisman, now the sophomore Fay. That's a senior, junior, sophomore. Really bringing some cool activity against a great zone defense of the Knights.
Dewey with it near side on the wing. Long three-pointer from Cooper Hansen. Excuse me, that is Carter Kiespo. What a shot from the senior. 51-48 our score with 6:09 to play in the second half. Grady Larson giving the screen to Ethan Eisman. Zone defense shown by the Knights. Now to CJ Fay. He will dribble, handoff to Eisman. Eisman just marshaling the troops right now. Jack Welch with it. Now over to Torres. Torres, three-point shot up, no good. Ball batted around once again. Grady Larson with the quick hands that he has had all night into the hands of Eisman. And once again, Jack Welch lurking in the short corner, finds some space and slams it home.
And Heidinger's been in the action all night, but he wanted nothing of that dunk there. He got out of the way of that one.
53-48 our score. Dewey now, long bomb 3 attempt, and the student sections jump all over him for that. 5:21 to play. Pelican Rapids starting to really feel the momentum for the first time this evening. Truly, as neither team has really grasped momentum for longer than about 2 possessions.
Well, they're feeling the momentum, but West Central has shot their way into the game still. It's a 5-point game, even though Pelicans really been playing at their best for the last 4 minutes. So it's still going to the wire here.
Eisman, 3-point basket. And after a game where he has barely looked to shoot the ball all night, Eisman pulls the trigger and gives the Vikings an 8-point lead, their biggest of the night. 4:59 to play. Brian Kiespo calls his 3rd timeout of the evening, first full that he will use. And we got a dandy, man.
The shooting's been exceptional here from both teams. We've seen a lot of threes pour in this second half. We were talking about it was pretty low scoring in the first half for a high school boys game. It was in the 20s. It was 30-25 was the halftime score. But since then, look at this. They've both scored as much in only 13 minutes. So now we have 5 minutes left in what feels like almost a pre-planned timeout to say, hey, you fought this hard. What an opportunity to have 5 minutes left in the quarterfinals and have a chance to move on for either of these teams. Like you said, a dandy, which we knew was going to be. We knew it was going to be a dandy.
Well, and if we look at the record of Pelican Rapids this year, in almost every games there have been so many where it feels like they're just kind of struggling or not quite doing what they should, and all of a sudden with about 5 minutes left, they really grab hold of it and twist the gas hard. And we are starting to creep into that territory that we've seen, again, in all the big games so far this year.
Yeah, you see it in the offensive side. Grady Larson and Jack Welch really getting on the offensive glass as well as this time has gone down, even if the shot doesn't fall. And so if West Central can shoot like they have and have some success, they certainly can win this game, but it has to happen.
Marshall Dewey clears some space underneath, can't get it to go. Tip in, good, as he ends up out of bounds on that play after the contact. He has 16 now. He is tied for leading scorer between all players this evening with Miguel Torres. And it is Eisman, who has been cool as can be all night. Welch was looking for his third dunk in nearly as many trips just now. Couldn't handle it. Instead, it'll be Grady Larson. He'll drive inside, kick it out. Torres saves it right in front of the face of John Gullingsrud with 9 on the shot clock. Eisman with the baseball pass over to Fay. He'll dribble inside, and he's going to have it batted away by Dostal as the shot clock was nearly about to expire. Now it is Dewey into the front court, defended by Welch. These two have been at war all evening. It is now Kiesbo. Back to the top of the key to Dostal. Dostal now hands over to Olsen. Olsen finds some space, wide open from 15, calls bank and knocks it in, and we got a 4-point game. And as you said, West Central's hot, and they just keep themselves in it.
A score from West Central, exactly what the doctor ordered out of their timeout, and they've cut it in half.
Now it is Olsen who's going to get whistled up by our official for a little too much arm as he went for the ball. 3:32 to play. That is the 6th team foul on the West Central area Knights. And that is their first team foul in almost 8 minutes, I believe. They have played very clean. There was that stretch there where we thought the fans were going to come unglued, and everybody's taking a deep breath, and both on and off the court, and they find themselves in a very good situation here late. Torres with it, thinks about the long three, instead dribbles inside, kicks out to Fay. He'll fire the three-point shot. Good! From the deep corner on the far side, right in front of his own bench. Fay has 14. And I don't know if too many people had that on their bingo card this evening.
No, I don't think anyone had CJ Fay's impact on their bingo card all season. He's been that guy to provide the offensive shooting prowess, and another huge game for this sophomore.
Heidlinger with it in the lane, looking for space. Fadeaway shot over Larson, no good. Larson and Eisman briefly tangle for the rebound, but now instead it'll be Eisman with it. He will cross the timeline, 2:45 to play. Quickly ahead to Larson. He'll kick to Torres. Vikings are going to be patient here, I would guess, if they are able. It is Jack Welch. Finds Larson. Wide open underneath. In and out, no good. Dostal there for the rebound. That could be a crucial possession for the Vikings, but they were unable to come away with the basketball. 2:25 to play. It is Jack Sobolek. Now to Dostal, over to Hansen, who has been red hot. Now Heidlinger with the three-point shot, no good. Batted around, Torres comes away with the basketball. He will rebound and hand off to Eisman, who slows his jog to a walk with 2:04 to play. And Coach John Gullingsrud is going to take a timeout as the Vikings with a 7-point lead, 2:04 remaining. And Vikings fans shouldn't feel too confident if they know the lore of the man's name on the floor of this gym, Rex Haugen, because Rex Haugen's famous quote was, if you're down 7 with 2 minutes left, you got him right where you want him.
Yeah. And I think this timeout's necessary for West Central as well, because you saw Heidlinger take a shot on a turnaround, missed. There was not a single white jersey on the crash offensively. And then Grady Larson underneath, there wasn't a single white jersey to watch him shoot this layup. He missed it point blank, which I think it was Larson's opportunity to really put the dagger in, at least initially. And that miss kind of makes it feel like, yeah, it's still in range. And maybe that's going to give the impetus to West Central to make one final run at it. 2:04, a lot can happen.
Our real time in life is 8:08 right now, and I'm curious how long these 2 minutes are going to take us to play here, Narski.
And I wouldn't want a point guard other than Eisenman. His coolness has been evident in the second half, really providing confidence to this Vikings offense.
Eisenman with it, defended heavily by Dejan Olsen, and we're going to get a body from Olsen, and that's going to put Eisenman at the line, and that cannot be what Kiespo wanted out of his players coming out of that timeout, or at least that's not the foul that they wanted to give.
I almost jinxed it. Eisenman lost the handle momentarily against the good defense from Olsen, and he was dead. They had him dead to rights, and a really, really good draw of contact from Eisenman. Eisenman's not one to be to flop too often, so when he gives a little bit of extra acting there, I think it boded well for him, right? It's kind of the fewer times you do it, it's more significant maybe.
Eisenman's first free throw is good. 1:52 remaining as he makes the second, and we got a 9-point lead for Pelican Rapids with under 2 minutes to go. Marshall Dewey handling for the Knights. He will hand off to Sobolik. Ball rotates over to Allen. Allen to Dewey. West Central is going to need a basket here. And Dewey is going to get fouled, I believe, by Torres. And he will go to the line and shoot a pair. And these are the moments if you're West Central. You got the clock stopped and you got the opportunity to score. These moments are precious now.
Yeah, Eisenman made his 2 free throws. Can you counter?
Larson with the foul on that one. That's a 3rd team foul on Pelican Rapids in the second half. No one for the Vikings really in any kind of foul trouble. Everybody with 1. The only player with 2 is Ethan Eisenman. Dewey's second free throw after a couple bounces is up and no good. And we're going to get Jack Welch, I believe, on the foul. They're going to get Jack Welch for coming over the top. So West Central will maintain possession on this one. And again, another opportunity here to chip into that lead for the Knights. Ball inbounded to Kiespo. He will put it on the floor. Looking now to Dewey. What a pass from Kiespo. Finds Dewey. Can't get the friendly roll. Back into his hands. Shot up. No good. And it is Fay. And he's going to be fouled by Sobolik. And we will take the long walk to the other end. As 14 seconds came off the clock, we're now down to 1:19.
And that's exactly what you should do if you're the West Central Area Knights. You have a trap. You have an opportunity to get a steal. Let's be aggressive at that steal. And if not, okay, we'll minimize the amount of time off the clock. We'll give them their bonus free throw chances. See if CJ Fay can be cold-blooded, hit a couple free throws.
Tough miss on that end from Dewey after doing all that work to get the rebound and give himself a second chance. Free throw from Fay is up and no good. And it's going to go out of bounds, and they're going to say last touched by the Knights. Winner of this game, of course, going to play the winner of Park Christian and Benson. And right now that's looking like Park Christian. They are up 64-48 late in the second half. That game will be in Perham, Minnesota on Tuesday night. But right here we got a good one. 61-53, 106 to play. And a timeout called by Miguel Torres, as signaled by our senior official on the court, Perry Reinertson.
Vikings still with 2, West Central with 2, like you said. Well, since you made that call of asking how long the last 2 minutes would be, that was a 4-minute, 1 minute. So half of it went away in 4 minutes. So the extended time here to finish. Vikings just need 1 clean offensive possession and a stop, and it really could feel like they could close the door here. For West Central, like we said, anything can happen at this late stage in the game, so continue to keep your nose to the grindstone, and you have 1 more opportunity at a 1-and-1 bonus, so go for that steal, and if you have to be aggressive going for that steal, that's your time to do so. as Torres continues to bellow commands. He and Eisman have really been the veterans in this game thus far to keep things together.
Ball is inbounded to Eisman, and he's going to sling it straight out of bounds, but they say last touched by the Knights. It'll be Pelican Rapids basketball. Miguel Torres looking to inbounds. 1:02. 3 on the shot clock. Torres with the long bomb. And they're going to call a foul. They're going to call a foul on Carter Kiespo as the shot clock expired. Where Torres fired that from, that's going to be a 3-shot foul for the Viking. First one is no good from Miguel. Kiespo still pleading his case along with Brian Kiespo.
Torres shot it from about where Chesbo's standing, which is right on the inscription Rexhaugen Court over there, 30 feet from the basket. It was kind of a prayer at the end of the shot clock. It seemed like an insignificant contact, even if it wherever it happened.
Second free throw by Torres was made, stretches it out to 9. And Torres makes the next one as well. Dewey moves into the front court. Layup good. And we're going to have a traveling called on Torres. This stays interesting, Norski. It's an 8-point game right now.
And I think that foul kind of lowered some level of intensity from the Vikings too there. Dewey coming through with no troubles, nice score inside, and now a turnover quick. I think a timeout's going to be had here to make sure things stay under control for both teams.
Indeed. Timeout called by the Knights, a full timeout. They have one remaining. Here's what our game reset looks like with 46.3 to go. West Central trailing 63-55 in this Section 6A quarterfinal matchup. West Central foul situation, they have 9, while Pelican Rapids has 4. Pelican Rapids with 2 timeouts remaining, and West Central with 1. On the foul front, Marshall Dewey carrying 3 fouls. He's done a remarkable job in the second half, playing most of it with 3 fouls, and he is the only person really in trouble. A couple guys with 2 for each team. Eisman for the Vikings, and Sobolik and Allen with 2 as well. Everybody else on 1. This has been as physical as it has been. It has been a pretty clean game, and nobody's really carrying too much weight. Winner of this game, looks like they're going to get the winner of Park Christian Benson, which appears to be Park Christian leading 66-51. I am told the Henning game is quite a dandy as well. Within 5 is what I believe Craig Samuelson just turned and gestured to me. West Central with it. They will go 4 low on the inbound. Surely looking to get something out of this. It is Sobolik over to Kiespo. His 3-point shot is up and no good. Dewey with the very heads-up play. What a play by the senior. Indicating I'm not done yet. Yeah. We're going to keep playing here, boys.
No quitting that kid. That's good stuff.
Yeah. 63-55, 38.3 to go. Now Dewey will take it himself. Takes it right at Jack Welch. This time left-handed layup up and good. That cuts it to 6 with 30 seconds to play. Immediately Torres is fouled. And if the Vikings want to have somebody go to the free throw line to shoot a pair, I would guess that Miguel Torres is top of the list.
Just to bring up Henning, what we have is we have a 1-point game. Henning is up 62-61 on their home court against the Underwood Rockets. It is a 1-point game, 3 minutes to go.
That's like a true derby. You just drive down the road to get to that one.
Why don't you just stay and watch this stream, right? Because we still have some game left here, but you'll be able to catch the end of this game.
It is 2026. You can open up multiple streams in a row at a time if you want.
Yeah.
First free throw from Torres is good. Stretches it back out to a 7-point game.
And if the Vikings make their free throws, that's really all the recipe needs for the Vikings to win this game.
Torres now has 20 on the night. Dewey with it. He's going to try and work his way away from the Vikings defenders. Allen going to cast the three. Quick trigger pull from him. Grady Larson with the rebound. And that should is the key, do it if Grady Larson can convert some of these. But like you said, Vikings had a big lead earlier this year against Oak Grove late. And
I mean, mathematically here, Grady needs to make one of these to make it a full 3-possession game. It could be 4. They have 1 timeout left. If you just let the ball rest after a made shot, you'd think that they're going to be fine here. I think the tension is out of the gym. I think the Vikings are going to move on, JP.
First free throw from Larson is good. He has 9 on the evening, as well as a slew of rebounds. And his second pushes him in and the lead into double figures for the night. Dewey into the front court. He'll pull up and cast the long 3. No good. Larson retrieves with 6 seconds left, and he's going to go back to the free throw line and shoot once again. Fourth foul on Marshall Dewey.
Great effort from that kid today. Marshall Dewey, 21 points. And just everywhere, offensively, defensively, brought the fight and continues to carry on the West Central area program tradition, right? But this speaks to the depth of 6 single A. You have a 10 seed, came in, they won their round of 16 unfavored. You know, they came and upset their team to get here. And they took the number 2 seed to the wire, and I feel like that's the quality of basketball we're seeing. And we see it with Henning and Underwood right now, too. The 1-8 is a 1-point game with 2 minutes to go. So, as homage is paid.
Coach Chiespo unloading the bench here a little bit just to get these seniors off the court. And his starters off the court at the very least, so they can have their moment. Allen, Dewey, and, Allen, Dewey, and Dostal come out. And we're going to have a sub. Our game in Moorhead is final, 66-61. And the game is Wednesday.
Correct.
Is that correct?
Yes.
I've
Yeah.
been saying Tuesday.
Yeah, no, I want to be clear about that. Vikings are going to move on here, JP, and we'll see. They'll play Park Christian Wednesday night in Perham.
The horn sounds. It has been an amazing season here on Channel 2 with you in your living rooms and wherever you're watching. It's a win for Pelican Rapids. They face Park Christian in Perham on Wednesday. For Logan Knorr, I'm John Peter. It has been an amazing year here on Channel 2. Stay safe, folks.